Too many people wanna win, but they too busy celebrating and taking their time. But I already know I'ma get it now though. I'ma get it now though. I'm not slowing down though. Coming for that crown though. I'ma get it now though. I'ma get it now though. I'm not slowing down though. Coming for that crown though. Crown though. Been a minute, but a minute now. Killing everybody.
Guys, welcome back to another video here on Loud and Proud. So I am running solo this morning. My brother said he's not feeling well, so he's at home. My wife is out of town visiting her parents right now. It is the last day of the OBS Power Stroke giveaway. So if you want to enter to win that truck, that beautiful 1997 F350 7.3 Power Stroke plus $5,000 cash, this is your final day. So if you haven't gotten your entries in, I would get your entries in because this giveaway is ending at midnight. And also, not to mention, every single order gets cash in it, and on top of that, every single order gets 20x entries right now compared to the normal every $1 is one entry. So I will leave a link in the description to go to lnpgear.com to get your entries because time is running out and this truck could be yours, might as well be you. Why watch somebody else win a truck that could have just as easily have been yours if you had just bought at least one lucky entry to claim that truck. So first thing I've got to do this morning is tend to the animals. Oh yeah, these are also the 24x14 American Force wheels you could put on that truck if you choose to do so and if you do not prefer that look. So I've got to get stuff cleaned up, I've got to get water filled, I've got to get feed filled, get them all squared away so we can continue on with today's video. I'm very torn on what I should do with this truck in terms of wheels and tires. I'm pretty much at a point now where I got to kind of decide if I'm going to get them ordered because it could take a few weeks. Do I go big and wide like 24x14s or 26s or whatever, or do I do like an old school 15x14 or something crazy and just make something that's just super wide but a lot more tire? Pretty much kind of decided I kind of want to go with the 6-inch lift. So we're gonna get in the dually here. I think this thing is huge, but yeah, I really don't know what the suspension setup is on this thing. I don't know if it's just leveled or if it's got like a few inches of lift or what, but thing's huge. We're actually on our way over to my parents' property right now to do a little bit of, I know some of you don't like it, but I do. I really love it. Some deer work maintenance stuff. So I actually planted some clover in one location early on in the summer. I think it was earlier on. Yeah, it was early on in the summers, around May. And I don't know if I got it in a little bit too late to where it didn't get enough growth on it to shade out the weeds fast enough or what. But essentially a big chunk of this area that I planted in clover is just completely overgrown by weeds and stuff. So what I want to do is try to throw in a crop that will grow fast, put on a lot of tonnage, and kind of redeem the location. So I've got some purple top turnips I'm going to be planting. I showed you guys in yesterday's video the one location where they were like a little bit small in areas, and then in some areas they were big. Well, it was a little bit overseeded, and so what I'm going to try to do today is go to a different location. And basically where I planted that clover and it didn't end up growing, it's just a bunch of weeds. We mowed it down last night, so I'm going to till it all under once or twice and then try to just throw on a light coat of purple top turnip seed, and then we should have enough weather to get that to grow pretty good. It's September 9th today, and I think we should have pretty good weather for it to grow until about October 9th, and I think it only needs about 30 days to hit maturity, which is really crazy. And of course after that, for the purple top turnips and brassicas, apparently the deer don't really prefer the green part until you get a good frost and then it ripens up. Here's the location we are working in right now, and I want to do a couple things for legality purposes just so you guys can see. We've got this food plot location here. I'm going to be tilling this under and replanting this, but I just want you guys to see that all of the mineral that I dumped out here months ago is gone, and it's gone. Season opens in 6 days, so that's required to be cleaned up. There might be some still in the dirt just because that's what mineral does. It just kind of soaks in the dirt, but the physical and visual of it is gone at least. So here's the location. Very grassy and weedy, not amazing, but I'm hoping that if I go and till this under 2 or 3 times that it'll at least be enough to create a good seed bed to grow these purple top turnips. That way we have a good food source in here for that like late November, early December period. This is not necessarily to just go and, you know, get a deer to come in next weekend when season opens and shoot one right off the bat. This is not going to be that type of crop. This is more like a feeding source so that in the winter, the hard months, there's more food for these deer to eat. I'm one of those guys that when it comes to my deer management stuff and what we do, it's not about just creating enough food for you to get a deer. It's about you creating enough food to hold the deer that you're not going to be harvesting so that they don't die off in the winter or they don't produce enough milk in the spring to feed their fawns. For me, it's more about making sure that you have a healthy herd year-round, not necessarily just up into October, November. So you try to fill a tag real quick and then you're just like, I don't care what my deer herd looks like. They'll be back next October. Whatever's left, I'll shoot some of those. I just don't agree with that. That's just not me. I know that not everybody has the opportunity to be able to do this. If you're hunting public land and all that kind of stuff, that's a different situation. But I'm saying if you have the opportunity to go out there and help, even if it's a property you just have permission to hunt on, if you go and ask them, say, hey, am I able to do this? You should. Just because it's part of herd health, it's just part of like ethical management. It's just something that you really should be doing. But of course, it just depends on your state's rules and regulations as well. Like for me, I'm gonna shoot 1 or 2 deer off this property this year. That's it. But we wouldn't have enough food to feed 50 deer that might have to make it through the winter. That's the way we do it. Just because you're not gonna shoot 50 doesn't mean you shouldn't provide enough food to keep those other 40 some odd deer that you're not harvesting a chance to make it through the winter healthily and not be like starving. So we're gonna get to tilling this under right here and seeding this and moving on to the next spot. All planted and ready to grow. And I will be waiting right there this fall. Well, we're done. I ended up planting a second food plot. I didn't film it though because I didn't have anywhere to set my camera. But we're gonna go, and I'm thinking about getting this thing washed down because it's looking pretty filthy. Wheels are pretty much coated in mud, the fenders and all that stuff. So we might run this through the wash, get this thing cleaned up, and then get on back to the house. Quick question, guys. Is this a problem? It kind of seems like it is. Some of the rubber came off of this, and it's like so close that it basically rubs on this coil a little bit every time you hit a bump, and it's kind of annoying because I can hear it making a little squeak every time I hit a bump on the road. What's the severity of this? Let me know. I want to get it addressed ASAP if it's a problem. And also, when we get this truck repainted, a bunch of it, should we color match the mirrors in the rear bumper? Yes or no? As I'm going to be heading out, I got to do some video with another truck right now. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I know it was short again. Leave a thumbs up, comment down below, subscribe if you're new. And also do not forget that if you want to enter to win this 1997 7.3 Power Stroke plus $5,000 cash, your last day is here. Thank you guys so much. I will catch you in the next video. Peace.